One of the biggest challenges in managing a grant after it's been awarded is that the whole process feels disconnected from the original application. It's a huge problem. So today, we're going to take a look at how the CommunityForce platform fixes that by building a really strong, seamless bridge between the two. We'll see how a super clean, well-structured application process is actually the secret sauce for powerful and efficient post-award management down the line. So here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about that classic grant management maze that so many people get stuck in. Then, we'll see how the platform creates a super clear path for applicants, which is key to getting quality data from the very beginning. We'll explore some of the smart features that make it all possible before we jump over to the admin side of things, the control center. And finally, we'll tie it all together to really understand the CommunityForce advantage. Let's be honest. For a lot of organizations, grant management feels like you're trying to solve a frustrating puzzle in the dark. You're juggling endless email chains, constantly chasing down missing information, and trying to track everything in spreadsheets. It's a mess, and it wastes so much time, not just for the people applying, but especially for the folks trying to manage the grant after the award is made. CommunityForce basically says the solution starts at the very beginning, by creating a crystal clear path for the applicant. Think about it. If you make that initial experience simple and guided, you don't just get better applicants, you start collecting clean, structured data from day one, and that data becomes the foundation for everything you do later on. It all begins right here, at the Public Grants portal. The whole idea is clarity. Instead of making people dig through confusing websites, everything is right here, searchable and organized. Applicants can find the right opportunities way faster, and that means you're already starting off on the right foot with a better matched applicant for your project. The whole journey for the applicant is deliberately broken down into these 4 simple stages. Why? Because it builds momentum and it builds confidence. From finding the program all the way to hitting submit, every step is designed to guide them, to take out the guesswork and make sure the info they're giving you is spot on. Once they create an account, they get this personal dashboard. It's like their mission control for the whole process. See how the application is broken down into these easy, manageable sections? That's on purpose. It stops people from feeling overwhelmed so they can give better answers. And for the administrator, it means you get a beautifully organized data file that you're going to rely on for the entire post-award process. Okay, now let's dive into some of the really smart tools that are built into this process. And these aren't just little bells and whistles to make things look nice. No, these are strategic features that are specifically designed to capture high-quality, relevant data that's going to be useful for the entire life of the grant. Check this out. This is a perfect example of a feature called conditional logic. So on the left, you've got a simple yes-no question, but look what happens on the right. As soon as you pick an answer, a whole new set of relevant questions just appears. It makes the form feel incredibly smart, but the real win here is that it makes sure you're collecting the exact data you'll need for reporting later on, right from the get-go. And when you combine that smart design with completion tracking, well, the payoff for administrators is huge. You only ever receive applications that are 100% ready to go. This just about eliminates all that time you'd normally waste chasing people down for missing info, and it guarantees you have a complete data set before a grant is even awarded. Applicants are always in the loop too. They've got these visual progress bars for every section, so there's never any confusion about what's left to do. In fact, the system won't even let them submit until every single required field is filled out. That's a guarantee that administrators get a fully complete data package to work with for post-award management. All right, now, this feature. This one solves a massive headache, trying to collect things like letters of recommendation. The request section lets an applicant send a secure request to someone else, like a recommender, directly through the platform. And here's the brilliant part. That other person doesn't even need to create an account to upload their document. It just removes a huge barrier. And the process itself? It's incredibly simple. The applicant just types in the recommender's name and email, and the platform handles the rest. It sends a secure link, it tracks the status, and it attaches the final document right to the application. What used to be a chaotic mess of emails is now a smooth, trackable workflow. So we've seen how the system carefully gathers all this foundational data. Now let's switch gears and look at this from the administrator's point of view. This is the control center. This is where all that clean data gets put to work to manage the entire post-award process. Right away, the admin dashboard gives you this amazing high-level view. You can see your application pipeline, sure, but this very same dashboard is where you'll manage all your post-award activities, things like progress reports, budget changes, and grant closeouts for all of your active projects. And here's the thing. These numbers on the dashboard aren't static. They're alive. They're actionable. With just one click, you can drill right down into a specific list. So in the post-award phase, that means one click to see all the grantees who have overdue reports, or one click to review all the milestone updates that were just submitted. It's powerful stuff. From any of those lists, an admin can click into any grantee's file and see everything. You have the complete history right there in one place, the original application, every progress report they've submitted, all communications. And every single action is logged in an audit trail, which is absolutely critical for transparency and compliance. And this is really where it all clicks into place. The applicant's guided journey and the administrator's powerful control center, they aren't separate things. They're two sides of the same coin, a single, unified ecosystem that's built to manage the entire grant lifecycle, from that very first inquiry to the final report. Let's just put it side by side to make it super clear. The old way, that's fragmented emails, incomplete applications, and manually tracking everything on spreadsheets. The CommunityForce way, it's one central platform, guaranteed complete submissions, and automated workflows that are all fueled by that initial quality application. It lets you focus on your mission, not the admin. At the end of the day, a platform like this does so much more than just organize your files. By taking away that heavy administrative burden from the entire grant lifecycle, it gives you back your organization's most precious resource, time. So the real question isn't just about being more efficient, it's about impact. What could your team really achieve with all of that time back?